I got the craziest deal on this 370Z. I paid $2,500 for it, but there's only one problem.
That's either rod knock, which means the engine is dead, or that is the best $2,500 I've ever spent. Now, a clean one of these can run you around 12 to 13 grand, but I did purchase this sight unseen off a couple of pictures and a clip that makes you question whether that was a good decision or not. And there's something underneath her I'm not showing you yet. We'll get to that.
So today we're going to be answering 3 questions. 1, is there any engine damage?
Is that dirt?
2, how bad is the overall damage?
Dude, look at it. Look at it.
And 3, can we fix it? But before we do, let's go ahead and pick it up. It was available for like a week, and then I was gonna wait for it to pick it up, maybe to buy it maybe on Monday and see if we had a chance to go look at it. But I was worried that they were gonna sell it anyway, so I just took a bet. I was like, let's see if it pays off. All right, so we paid for the car. I was gonna show you this, but this isn't the receipt. This is actually just personal information. So whenever they do send me the receipt, I'm gonna put it right there. There. Dude, look at it. Look at it. Dude, they hit the curb and they ate the wall with it. Oh my God. Oh man. But whatever. We can fix it. You win some, you lose some, you know? So regardless, that's really bad. We're gonna get it fixed. So. Let's check the oil. Dude, that dirt. Oh my God.
At this point, I'm feeling kind of nervous about the purchase. This was supposed to be the first build of the channel, and we might have killed it before it started.
I'm so in love with you. You got me down again.
What were you saying about the 370?
Is that cayó también like the coolant or something, or it hit the radiator?
That's the concern. When the crash happened, for sure, there's probably gonna be some coolant, maybe even some oil leaking. And my concern is that somebody turned it on and ran the engine without oil.
You able to lower it? Like it's gonna
Lower the car. I mean,
low, no?
I don't know. I haven't thought that far, but I'm thinking we might have to push it first. I don't know if I want to turn it on until we know for sure that the engine's not messed up.
Once I got home, I moved the Skyline out of the way. People just weren't that interested in that build anymore. I don't know why. So out with the old, in with the new.
So much dirt, man. I really do wonder if they just like fell down like a mountain. All right, let's unstrap it and let's...
Now we need to get a better look at this car, but before we do, I need to get her unstrapped and replace that front wheel with the spare. Underneath all that, she's still a 330 horsepower sports car, one of Nissan's best designs in my opinion. A Z that is shorter, wider, and stiffer than the 350Z that came before it. This thing was built to turn, not just go fast, and one of the funnest cars to drive in my opinion. But unfortunately, this one turned straight into a boulder.
What do you think, Chris?
I think it's total.
I mean, I can't see what it'd be if it wasn't, right? But yeah, I mean, like the front wheel over there, got a good ding on it. Pop that one out so we can lower it. This one's still flat, but this one's also kind of has a big old dent on it down here. Maybe this one's salvageable. Rear bumper was missing. We had seen that in the picture. It is missing rear bumper bracket here. Got some nice curb rash, which that's fixable. I mean, as long as the wheel's good. And something we didn't notice up here, I noticed it when we were lowering the car. It's got like a ding on the ceiling in this roof. Like, that's not horrible, but...
Somebody at the auction site clearly can't read. It states, "Don't start." And whoever ignored it may have costed me an engine before I even owned this thing.
So from the pictures we had seen, this engine looks pretty, like it's in pretty good shape, right? Like you don't really, aside from the noise that we heard, it didn't look too bad. But I'll have you guys take a look at this. What can y'all see there? What can you not see there, I guess is the question. I don't see any oil, and that's not good. It also doesn't go all the way down, which is also a red flag.
Is this oil over here?
Yeah, it looks like oil, probably from the accidents. Like the radiator support, looks like it's fine. If you look down into the engine, you do see some oil, which is not a good one.
Nothing has scared me. Everything so far seems to be just body damage and replaceable panels. None of it explains the noise though.
Maybe we should wash it first.
You think so?
Yeah, there's a bunch of dirt down there, so you can't really see.
But how are you really gonna wash it if it's like stuck under?
With the pressure washer. What do you mean?
You're just gonna shove it up in there?
Yeah, I mean, was it gonna damage the engine more?
Once the front undercover came off, there was dirt caked all over the inside of the suspension, so before we could actually get a good look at the damage, we had to push her out and give her a good pressure wash.
So, aquí, you can see
It's a little bit of oil.
this is what filters out from that little oil feeding tube.
And then goes to the engine.
Yeah.
Now that she's clean, here's what I wasn't showing you. Lower oil pan, bent. Upper oil pan, broken. The baffle inside of it, bent. And the oil pickup tube, bent. That's the part that pulls the oil up into the engine. But that's all I can really see. I still don't have eyes on the block or the bottom end. And honestly, bent metal's a shopping list. It's not a dead engine. As long as the block isn't cracked, all of that is just parts. What worried me was the auction video. That noise everybody heard. That was this car running. And anybody could have started her again after the wreck, which means an engine turning over with no oil in it. That's just how you spin a bearing.
We do see the baffle here. And it is rubbing against one of the pistons, so that could be the noise. But we still need to see if any of the pistons or bearings got shot.
So far, nothing is screaming at me that this engine is dead. Only way to know is to pull that upper oil pan and get our eyes on that bottom end. Before we could even get anywhere near that upper oil pan, the whole front end had to come apart. Bumper first. It had 2 bolts, one on each side of the bumper brackets near the fender, and 6 clips. Probably the easiest part of the entire day.
I'm still wondering, where the hell did he crash? Like there's red dirt and there's like rocks on it. Like where exactly? It doesn't make sense.
Behind that was the crash bar. Its whole job is to absorb the impact of an accident before it reaches anything important. But not this time. Look how clean that looks. Unfortunately, Nissan built these cars low, and that's on purpose. Low car, low center of gravity. That's half the reason it handles so well. Factory ground clearance is under 5 inches. A standard curb is about 6. So the only thing between the curb and the bottom of your engine is your driving.
For it.
Now that crash bar was out of the way, the hood and the headlights could come off. The headlights had to be removed before we could pull the core support, which was held up by 4 bolts, 1 clip, and 1 connector per side. Then the hood, 2 nuts on each side, and off it came.
Hey, antes yo no tenía nada, ahora me sobra el dinero. Antes yo estaba en la cola, ahora soy de los primeros. Ando en un carro de polo.
How does that have refrigerant? Look, the only reason I take that off is because like, it's broken right here. Like there's so many holes all broken here.
The core support was next. 4 bolts across the top, then 2 more on each side of the upper brace. We left the hood latch attached, 1 less part to label, and 1 less thing on the floor. The radiator was already smashed, so there was no saving it. The hoses were the only few things that we could reuse, so those came off carefully.
Actual engine doesn't look damaged at all. There's like no crack on the actual engine itself. It's more like the components around it, but even the compressor, the alternator look fine. It's what it took all the hit. A lot of times this oil pressure breaks from cars, and they still got to do all this work. So that's how I know that this is a common thing they do. They drop the subframe, they hoist the engine, and then they remove the upper oil pan because this right here breaks.
And that was the whole bet. A used engine was about $2,000, and this upper oil pan was about $200. One broken pan or one dead engine. Completely different build. And we still didn't know which one we had.
Okay, so this is where we're at right now. The engine isn't seized. We do have the crankshaft is moving. And I do hear something tapping. So I'm hoping that that's what the engine noise was. The whole idea right now is to kind of like sling the engine so we can get some engine support and then drop the subframe. Remove what's left here, probably make some space up here. I remove these intakes to make some space for the engine slings. And then we're just gonna sling it off of the motor mounts with the engine hoist. I've never done this before, so.
The only way to get the upper oil pan removed is to drop the engine cradle. So that's where we're going. We picked up an engine support bar as well as 2 engine slings from Harbor Freight. And they were pretty simple to use. We lowered the chains as far as they go. We wrapped the slings around the engine mounts. You run the chains through the slings and turn the bolts on the bar to raise it up slowly. And I do mean slowly. We weren't pulling the engine out, just holding it up an inch or two, enough to take its weight off the engine cradle. Because the engine sits on that cradle, the second we unbolt anything, still resting on it, it comes down with it. Now to tackle the engine cradle. We first start with the front cross member, which is held up with 2 bolts and 2 nuts. Next up was the sway bar. Now this one was pretty badly damaged, so I didn't have to worry about the links, as well as the brackets. I only had to remove 2 nuts on each side, and then down it goes.
We're back with day 2 with the 370Z. I think we did pretty good progress yesterday. We actually got a lot of the components removed. Today we're gonna be focusing on making sure we can see any engine damage. And we're gonna do so by removing the subframe, lowering it maybe a few inches, raising the engine maybe 2 inches. Just enough room for us to remove the upper oil pan.
Okay, so we have 2 scenarios here. Worst case scenario, those bearings are shot and there's gonna be a lot of play on those rod caps and we're gonna have to replace that engine. Now, best case scenario, there isn't any play on those rod caps. We purchase that upper oil pan, fill her up with oil, and we give her a start and we hear nothing. Now we couldn't drop the engine cradle until everything was removed around it. So we worked around both sides of the strut, spindle, brake lines, ABS sensors, ATF lines, and last but not least, steering shaft. Can't forget to tie that steering wheel. And now we're in the final stretch. We removed the 2 front nuts that go on the subframe directly mounted to the frame, as well as making sure we remove the nuts that go onto the actual engine mount to the engine. Once we got those loosened up, we make sure that we have some pressure on the subframe and then we can start lowering the engine cradle.
All right, right there. Now let's just double check everything and make sure that there's nothing actually pulling and that the steering shaft actually pulled off.
Next was the upper oil pan, but before we could get to it, we did have to straighten out the lower oil pan in order for us to get access to the bolts. After we got access to the bolts, we verified and re-verified that all the bolts on the upper oil pan were removed in order for us to start using the seal cutter. We beat the seal cutter around the corner until it eventually broke loose.
All right, so we actually did hit our worst case scenario. A lot of you are probably laughing at us right now because after seeing that video, you guys automatically knew what it was already, but you guys followed through. And we're going to show you guys here the actual damage. From what I saw, every rod cap had play in it. So obviously this car was running for a decent amount of time with no oil.
And when I mean all of them, I shook every single one of them and they all had some play in it.
Which was probably a given based on the video we showed you guys. We were hoping that it was actually the engine hitting something else just because of how fast you kind of hear the pattern of the sound. But unfortunately, that's not what it was. So we're left with one scenario here. We've never actually changed an engine before, right? It's like the first time we actually dig into a car this deep. And we are kind of mechanically inclined. We don't do this for a living. We're looking to actually tackle this. I don't want to lose money on this build just because I wanted this to be our first build, and I would hate to start the channel off just making this a donor car instead of actually following through with it. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and start looking into any of the issues that come with replacing an engine like this, especially for the VQ series. And start actually looking for an engine. I think I need a few more tools, but overall, I mean, it is what it is. You know, you win some, you lose some. So here we're here now, and actually replace an engine. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying that. I've never actually thought I'd actually replace an engine. I mean, I was thinking eventually, right, Chris, we would replace an engine, but being our first build, I honestly did not want to be going this far into it. I mean, I think this is a learning experience, both at what I'm looking for when you buy a project, as well as the risks that I take. So I'm willing to admit that I did lose on this one. I'm pretty sure a lot of you probably were able to see or just hear that video and automatically knew it was rod knock. I thought it was something completely different, but unfortunately, this is the ones that you win some, you lose some kind of deal. And I guess my ears aren't that good.
At this point, this is what happened at the end of the video, but there's a huge surprise. I actually ended up getting a call from my brother that same day, that evening. All right, dude, start from the beginning. This is crazy.
So I think you were checking the bearings wrong on the car. Like you were checking if there's any movement. And while there is like little movement back and forth, you're supposed to be checking for the radial movement, which is up and down or side to side. You know what I mean?
I did do some research, but I assumed any movement was bad movement. See, that's why we pay you the big bucks. All right, let me go check it out. So now I've got a problem. If Chris is right, and I've actually checked this engine wrong, then we're back to square one. And I'm not giving up on her just yet. So what I needed was an engine. We decided to go the donor engine route just because we thought it was a lot more affordable than just getting the parts that we needed.
I thought this was a safer bet.
You might want to fix your head.
Is it crooked?
No, like te está saliendo todo el pelo like por atrás.
That's what I get for trying to let my hair grow, man. We got a donor engine. I thought this was a safer bet, especially since we needed the upper oil pan and a couple other smaller components, just to make sure that the engine actually works first before we start buying a bunch of everything. This one comes with the oil pressure sensors and stuff already. It's extra stuff we don't have to get to actually get her started. I think we paid like around $200 for it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I thought that was a little cheaper than actually going out and getting a brand new upper oil pan. This one looks could be like in really good shape too. So
What else are you going to take off from it?
For this?
Yeah.
The upper oil pan, and let me turn this around. The dipstick. I think that's it. Oh yeah, another thing I was going to mention. This one actually had rod knock. So when we take the upper oil pan off, we're going to be able to see the differences between the piston plate. And I think that's a pretty cool setup we got going on here. So let's go ahead and take the oil out and start prepping this upper oil pan so we can install it in the car and get her cranking up today.
A new upper oil pan will run you around $400. This whole donor engine was only $200. And it came with the pickup tube, the baffle, the lower oil pan, as well as the dipstick. Really a no-brainer. Now we do have to take off the same 13 bolts, and it'll be the same fight as we had yesterday. But this time, I'm going to be taking my time, especially with the cleaning portion. We don't really want to rough up the edges or the top of this upper oil pan, since it could cause leaks. I will be using plastic knives as well as spray cleaner to make sure we get down to the bare metal.
Got everything cleaned up. All that's really left is to kind of dry fit it, make sure that there's nothing in the way. Apply some RTV, install the bolts, torque spec them, and actually give her a crank. I'm actually pretty excited about this, and I'm hoping that we don't hear any scary noises coming from that engine. All right, so this is the bearing we pulled out from the donor engine. As you can see, it spun the bearing and it kind of left some grooves in there, and that's kind of what you see when they have rod knock. This is ours. So this is what you kind of want to see. Just normal wear and tear and an actual sleeve bearing on the rod cap. Now, we're going to install it as is regardless. We're just going to torque spec it. And then if the engine turns out to be good, we will replace the hardware that we took out. And before we put the upper oil pan, we're going to use the RTV that I read we should be using. Let's go ahead and finish up so we can get this done today and actually hear her run.
Now you do dry fit first before any sealant actually touches it. Once that RTV is on, you're on the clock. You have about 5 minutes to be able to install it within that time frame. That's not the time to run into an issue. And now we just reinstalled everything in reverse order. The rod cap, the baffle, the oil pickup tube, RTV, upper oil pan, RTV, lower oil pan, and done. And we're in the home stretch now. We lowered the engine, installed the air intakes, installed a brand new oil filter, and added 5 quarts of brand new oil.
You can see it from here, but I think that's it. Go ahead, Chris. Press it. You even pressed, you know that, right? Brake? Nothing? You pressed it all the way?
Yeah. The little don't got like beat.
Oh. Hold on. Go. Was it worth it?
That sounded like a good ass engine.
Oh man. We over here thought that
Try to get one more time.
we're good, we're good.
Damn.
Oh man. Oh, that sounded good. Oh man. Did not sound like the where we bought it.
I'm not even acting. God damn.
You gonna sleep like a baby now?
I'm over here shaking. Fuck yeah.
Oh man.
It was worth the work.
Now we gotta do it again. So we can actually replace those bolts for the original ones, but
But it didn't sound like
nothing.
I left it for 3 seconds. I was like,
Initially, I was thinking, dang, I wonder if it has anything to do with us undoing the brake lines, that maybe there's like a sensor, a pressure sensor or something. But I was like, dang, no, it was the jumper.
the battery thing.
Yeah,
Dang.
man.
Same engine.
Imagine working on a car not knowing if the engine's screwed or not. Oh, dang.
It would have already sounded like.
All right, Chris, do our outro.
Fucking crazy.
All right, let's see. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it for today. We're probably gonna leave the rest of it for tomorrow, clean up and all that. We just wanted to get this done today. We wanted to see if we could actually get the engine started. It's pretty late now. I don't know my watch, but yeah, this was probably the most intense moment just because we didn't know if the engine was messed up or not. It was still all up in the air, but you guys heard it. We, I think, got a really good deal now. Now we can take our time and actually start piecing it all together and get it, finish building it. But dang, man. I know a lot of you probably thought this engine was blown, and I mean, at some point we thought this engine was blown too, but we started to peel back the layers. And as you guys saw, I mean, we started seeing good things like the baffle being damaged. I kind of started to assume maybe this is what it was hitting. And then as well as the rod caps having no real play on them. But yeah, we're here now and we're actually very excited to finally finish this build. So make sure you guys stick around because in the next episode, we're gonna be ordering all the parts that we need and actually start putting it all together. So make sure you guys hit that follow button and stay tuned for the next one.